What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Mind of a Gamer. And consider this kind of a test run of sorts. We haven't run through this or done any testing or anything, but I've got a backup mic recording in case this one fails. And Muggsy's recording his audio, so we should be good to go, but there might be some glitches or whatever. And also on that note, please feel free to give feedback if you have suggestions or if you like something about it or if you would prefer something else. I am all ears and I would like to hear that from you guys. So I'm Aiden Avery and you guys probably know me as Stobs, and I'm going to be hosting each episode. And each time we're going to bring on a different gamer to talk to and get to know them a little bit and introduce them to you guys. So today I'm excited. We're starting things off with Lalo Torres, but you guys know him as Muggsy. He is a Halo player and Halo editor, more specifically, and he's edited videos like Man Without Modem and The Avengers and a ton of other Halo videos that you guys have probably seen. You can find his content at youtube.com/Muggsy0003. And I will have a link, an annotation on the video where you guys can click and go check out his content. But I'm excited to have you. So how's it going, Muggsy?
It's going pretty good, man. Just got a day off finally. Actually, 2 days off, today and tomorrow. I work retail. I'm not gonna say where because I don't know how weird people are out there. I'm gonna find where I work and put in some false claims and stuff. But yeah, I've been working retail. I just moved to Indianapolis from Texas. I live with my girlfriend now and my roommate, Coach
Nice.
Small from he used to coach straight ripping back in the day.
Oh yeah, I know.
But so we kind of taking it easy here in Indianapolis. Been here for about 3 months now.
Cool.
And
Very cool.
so that's about what I've been doing. Just working. Got a little. It's supposed to be a part-time job, but they were so short on people that I get full-time hours. And
Well, at least you get more money.
yeah, definitely. I'm not complaining at all. It's just like this is the first week since I've been there that I have 2 days off in a row, so that's pretty cool.
Jeez, keeping busy.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk to. I know you probably are mostly known for your Halo, but you do other stuff too. But it's fair to say you probably get recognized the most for all of your Halo content, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
And is Halo probably the game you spent the most time playing and editing?
Without a doubt. Halo
yeah.
3 probably, I want to say, is at least 75% of anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
Just because I play that game in and out every day. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see it, like probably more than 75% of the videos there are, revolve around Halo 3. And then there was, Halo Reach and then some Halo 4.
Right, it's kind of died out a little
Yeah,
bit since then.
but I mean, definitely the Halo series entirely.
Why do you think you chose Halo over Call of Duty? Or I mean, I don't even know if you consciously made the decision, but like, why do you think you became a Halo player and editor rather than Call of Duty when both of those games were booming back in the day?
Oh, it's I skipped out on like the whole Xbox console because I was a PlayStation fanboy. I had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. It was all about Crash Bandicoot and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Same here.
but like going into my 8th grade or like 7th and 8th grade, really middle school, I was just heavily into like sports, playing basketball, being out active with my friends and stuff. And that's really when like Halo 2 and the whole Xbox scene was big. So like I was already like kind of out of the loop with video gaming at the time, and so I just never picked up an Xbox. And then when I went to high school, one of my cousin's friends that like he went to school with, we like all made our own group of friends, like my friends and his friends kind of like just collaborated and all became friends. And so like we went back to his place. His name was John, and he had an Xbox 360. And Halo 3, this was right around 2007, like August or September, whenever Halo
right
3
after it
just
came
came
out.
out.
Yeah.
So we went back to his place and like we were playing Halo 3, and it blew my mind because it was the first time I've ever played an online game. Like he had his little Xbox mic, and like we were talking trash to people were talking trash to us.
Yeah.
And, like it was just so fun to just interact with people around the world, and that was the first time that I've ever had that experience. And Halo 3 was just so fun. Like I immediately knew like I need to get an Xbox 360. So it wasn't until that Christmas that I actually did, or not Christmas. It was just after Christmas, like January, like literally the new year, 2008, the start of the 2008. That's when I got my 360. I was able to convince my parents to get one for me, and the only game I had for it was Halo 3. For like the longest time, it was just Halo 3.
Right.
So
Like every day after school, probably.
right. It wasn't, so I guess it wasn't really just a choice that I picked Halo 3. It was just that that's what I was introduced to first.
Do you think if you had played Call of Duty first that you would have gotten into that instead?
I'm not sure because we did play like on PlayStation. Like I know they had a lot of like Medal of Honor and those kind of, war games.
Mm-hmm.
And like I wasn't really too crazy about those, but it was something different about Halo, how it wasn't really, it was more like a sci-fi kind of shooter. I guess that's
Totally.
what kind of made it different for me. It was like you're this like badass, you're Master Chief fighting, other Master Chiefs, but it wasn't, just a soldier that, would die super instantly. I
Right.
don't know.
There was like a lot of like World War II based
Oh,
shooters
there were a ton
back
of
in the
those
day, and then
games.
there was like Halo was kind of a standalone game because it was a
Exactly.
slightly different genre.
Yeah, and I did play other Halos before Halo 3. It's just that, well, I didn't play them too much because one of my cousins, I remember he had an Xbox, and we did play Halo 1 a few times and Halo 2, but I don't think we ever played it online. And I remember vaguely once we did this school trip when I was in middle school. We went to San Antonio, Texas for like a weekend or something. It was like
Right.
from the school, so it was like I was with all my friends from school, and one of the chaperones, he brought his Xbox and he had Halo
Wait, like
2.
an adult?
Yeah, well he wasn't like an old adult. He was, I don't know. I don't even remember what he did at the school, but he was fairly young. I'd say like 20s, mid 20s.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like our chaperone that weekend, and he brought his Xbox and Halo 2, and like when we were not out, like exploring whatever we were doing, we were in the hotel room playing Halo 2, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So
That's funny on a school trip.
yeah, it was awesome.
So, let's see. Why do you think that, like, the Call of Duty community on YouTube is, like, I don't know, so much bigger than the Halo community, and it kind of has always been that way. Like, if you are posting Call of Duty videos, you're just going to get a lot more views.
Right.
Why do you think that is?
It is now just because back in the day when Halo was at its peak, MLG and everything, no one was making content. None of the top Halo players, none of
Right.
the people the community looked up to. None of those guys were on YouTube grinding out videos like the Call of Duty kids were. And if you go back like during Halo 3's peak, you can go to YouTube and you will find all like Optic Nade Shot, all the Optic guys, all those Phase guys. They were on YouTube grinding it out. They didn't have any. They weren't spoon-fed like Halo players were. Halo
Right.
players were spoon-fed by MLG, which made them believe that we're always gonna have a spot here, and so they never felt the need to do anything, like content-wise.
Right,
Because
right.
that's, I believe, in my opinion, that is why Call of Duty is where it is today, because of the foot soldiers they had on YouTube just grinding out videos every day. They built
That's
their fan
interesting.
bases, all of them individually, and brought their fan bases together with competitive Call of Duty. And I honestly believe if back in the day, Walshy, Strongside, T-Squared, all those guys, if they grinded YouTube as hard as, the Call of Duty kids did, then Halo would not be where it is right now.
It's interesting you say that because I went on, like, I don't watch Call of Duty videos that much or like follow any of the players, but I went to Nade Shot's channel just to like see what type of
The kid has
content.
well over 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, dude,
It's
he's
insane.
making videos like every other day. It's crazy.
Dude,
and
he
I
didn't
could see
start
why
out
there
that
would
way
be.
at all. I made videos for him back in the day when I remember he had like 5 to 10, 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Right? And it was never really about the views or how many views he had of why I wanted to edit for him. It was just because it was new. It was Call of Duty. It was this kid, wanting me to help him out with his videos, and so like I was like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. So I made some videos for him, and so yeah, like he didn't start out that way. Like he actually, like if you ever watch his videos, his earlier videos, he talks about how he worked at McDonald's for a long time and all this stuff. And like so that's what he was doing. He was working at McDonald's and grinding YouTube and Call of Duty. And he built his fan base that way.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, and I hadn't thought about it that way. I'm glad that you mentioned that. That like seriously, none of the Halo pros ever were really doing
none
it. I mean, the
whatsoever.
closest is like Ninja, and that didn't even start until Halo Reach, and even
Exactly.
then, he's not making that many
Exactly.
videos.
No, like none anymore. I don't blame him. I mean, what are you gonna do with Halo now? But
Yeah,
no, Ninja's
yeah.
a cool guy. He's starting to play a lot of League now. He just started playing recently.
I saw that. Yeah, I noticed. You play a lot of League nowadays,
Oh,
right?
that's my go-to game now. League of Legends, and any old school game that I can get on an emulator.
I noticed you posted pictures of those. But before we talk about that, I just want to ask one more thing about Halo. I know that like whenever you're involved in a community, you're like really supportive of that community. Like you hosted your editing contest,
Right.
you like founded Beyond. You're always like streaming or creating content or something.
Right.
Do you do these things because you want to see the community grow, or because you just enjoy doing them, or a
I'd
combination
honestly
of
say a
both?
combination of both.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I remember the very first time I streamed. It was like in 2008 or 2009. I saw Furion doing it with like his capture card, whatever it was at the time. It was really bad quality. It was back when it was
Right.
just in TV. There was no
Yeah.
Twitch. And I was just like, man, he's like streaming, all these people watching him. It wasn't all that many. It was like 30, 20 people at the time. But like at the
Yeah.
time, I was like, that's 20 people watching him play right now. Like I was like, man, I got to get that going. So I tried getting that going, and it was such a hassle because, internet was suck. I didn't have the
Oh
right
my
equipment.
God.
I couldn't get the sound working and all this stuff. So, like I tried to stream back in the day, like 2008, 2009, but it didn't really work. It wasn't until like Twitch came out and I got like my HD PVR and a better laptop and was able to get that going that I started streaming. And it was when I
Right.
moved to college, really, when I had my
Better
own place
internet
and I
and
could,
stuff?
yeah, better internet, and I was able to
Yeah.
stream a little bit. I never did have too many people watching me ever, but it was.
I mean, you've probably broken 100 though,
yeah,
right?
I've broken 100 a few times, only like when no one else is streaming. But I mean,
Right, right.
the funnest thing I remember is doing like Halo 3 custom lobbies and having the people for watching the stream come and play, and it's just always fun to interact with the people that way.
Yeah,
So,
totally. I mean, it's interesting because like the Halo community is very, very negative and like competitive and harsh towards each other.
no, that's an
But
understatement.
at the same time, it's like you kind of have to interact with the people in the community because it's like so small nowadays
Right.
that you don't have much of a choice. You kind of need to like be nice and welcoming to everyone.
Right.
But yeah. So what about being an editor versus being a player? Do you prefer one over the other?
Well, like that's tough because I really enjoyed Halo 3, like as a game, as a player.
Right, right.
I can guarantee you I spent more time playing the game than I did editing. But I guess if I had to choose, it would obviously be the editing because that could actually it opened my eyes. It like led me to do more in life, like doing the video editing and
Right,
video
right.
design and freelance work and all that. If it wasn't for editing my own videos, I would have never ever done any of that. So
Right. Yeah, I
yeah.
can relate to that for sure. Do you think that Halo would have like been as exciting for you, or it would have like hung around for as long if there wasn't like the content creation part of it? Like, do you think you would have still been
definitely not. It
Okay,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
was because I remember like early Halo 3. I would search for stuff on YouTube like top 10 stickies and top 10 snipes and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like some of these sticks that these kids would get were just insane. I'd be like, "Oh my god." Like I thought I had some cool ones too. So I was like, you know what, I need to get my gameplay on YouTube. And so like I Googled it, I found out that you need to have a capture card. I had no idea what the hell that was.
Right.
But I got my own, my Dazzle DVC 100. I got that. It was like standard quality. It was terrible.
But it's like so exciting
yeah,
when you
man.
first
I
get
went
it.
home. I captured everything. Like it was about a year and a half worth of gameplay that I captured. Like it took me
Oh
like
my
a
God.
week, but I did it. And I tried to make my own montage for the first time. Had no idea what I was doing. I was using the program that the capture card came with. It's like Pinnacle Studios or something. It was terrible. But I made
That's
like
funny.
a 20-minute montage of just my gameplay, and it was
That's not on
terrible.
YouTube anywhere, is
No,
it?
it's not because I couldn't render it out separately. I didn't know how to do that because at the time YouTube had a 10-minute like a
Oh,
10-minute
yeah.
cap that you could only upload to 10 minutes. And like I screwed me up. I didn't know how to split it up. The music I used kept getting copyright, and it was just terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one gets to see that because it was amazing. Not
So you don't really play Halo anymore nowadays,
no, I
right?
haven't touched Xbox in as long as I can remember.
And you probably don't have any plans to. Is that
No, not at all.
Is that accurate? Yeah. So yeah, what other games are you playing nowadays? I noticed you post screenshots to Twitter of like I think I saw Super Mario 64.
Oh,
like
man,
you got
okay.
all the stars.
So like right when we moved, like you have to fill that void. There's no Xbox to play. There's that.
Oh yeah,
Like
you gotta
I
do
didn't
something.
like I was like I want a game, but like what do I game? And then like I just had the feeling like I want to game all these old school games that I played in the past. So the first one that I started playing was Paper Mario for Nintendo 64 because I remember that game was amazing, and
Yeah.
I grinded that game out, beat it in like a day and a half, and then the next game I wanted to do was Super Mario 64 because again a classic. So I got that one. I didn't beat that one too quick because that's when I started working. So like I only played it
Right.
every now and then, but I ended up beating that one too. I got all 120 stars, and I met Yoshi on the roof, and then
That's funny.
I downloaded The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time, because I never played that. I never played any Zelda game.
Yeah, I
And
don't think I ever
everyone
played
was
that
telling
either.
me, you gotta, you're slacking on that. You gotta play some Zelda. So I got that. I played that
Yeah.
game too, and honestly, it's amazing. Like I can't believe I skipped out on that when I was a kid. I honestly don't even think I could have played it as a kid because that game honestly is pretty hard. It is
Right,
really
right.
hard. So I don't understand how any kids were beating that game because it's honestly it's hard. But and
You're running an emulator?
yes, it's Project 64. It's a Nintendo 64 emulator. It's
Okay, is
free.
it
It's
free?
easy to install. Yeah,
Okay.
it's easy. Any
Very
any
cool.
machine can run it. I'm
Ooh,
using a
nice.
not so good computer right now, and that's about the extent of what I can do. Play League of Legends and emulators from 10 years ago. So that's what I'm
Totally.
doing. And I
Totally.
recently on my iPhone I got a Game Boy Advanced emulator, which is awesome as hell. I suggest anyone with an iPhone do it. You don't need a jailbreak. You just go to GBA for iOS app.net, and it downloads like
Really?
an app would, and you can play any game that you can find on the website right now.
Okay, because I was gonna ask you. I saw you playing Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I'm playing Pokemon Yellow.
On
And,
your
on my
iPhone,
iPhone,
dude,
yeah,
that's so
man. So
cool.
like
That's so
when I'm
cool.
at work and it gets slow at work, I'm just chilling, playing some Pokemon. It's so fun.
Oh my god, that's so funny. All right, I got one last quick segment for us. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and without thinking, just give me your immediate answer. Okay?
Okay.
What age do you think you'll stop gaming?
Uh, 40s, late 40s. I don't know. Probably never.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. How about this? What is your favorite Halo video that you didn't edit?
That's so tough.
You can give me a couple.
Okay. Probably okay. Anything by Zola. I can't even.
Mhm.
That it doesn't count.
Yeah,
So,
the guy's a god.
Definitely anything by Saleya. Kid was a god.
Mm-hmm.
Vitals videos, Mayhem, those guys. It's hard to pinpoint
Some
single
old
videos
school
just
stuff.
because like everything was so good at the time.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Let's see. How about this? Is Halo 2 Anniversary something we should be hyped for or no?
If it's going to be, if the multiplayer is going to be anything that isn't Halo 4 or Halo Reach, I believe it can be successful.
Okay, cool. And lastly, although I think I know the answer to this, if you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what game is it?
Halo 3, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for volunteering to be the first guest on the show.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. This has
Yeah, I
been
appreciate it,
very
Muggsy.
fun.
And you guys could check out all his content on the little annotation to the side. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.
All right, see you guys.